Hey guys, and welcome to day 7 of ContemporaryAthon. I am snuggled up in bed because it's just a chilly morning. My windows are open, it's raining outside, and it's about 10:40. Last night was the live drunk show. I did not get drunk, but I did get tired. And I slept so much last night, and I've been awake for a while just kind of hanging out and chilling in my bed, and I figured I think it's just going to be a day of in-bedness. I have my Nook, so I want to finish my Game Changer ebook today, and I want to finish the rest of One True Loves, which I don't have very much to go. I've got like less than 100 pages left to go with that book. I'm going to finish my 2 books today. I don't know how much vlogging I'm going to be doing, but I will do a wrap up and everything once I'm up and out of bed. But right now I'm just going to lay in bed and keep reading. So let's jump into the rest of day 7, the end of ContemporaryAthon's vlog footage. Alright friends, I'm still in bed. Fuck all of getting out of bed today. It is 2:30. I have finished the 2 books that I was reading. So I finished Game Changer. It was good. I think I went with 3 stars for that. There was a couple things about it that annoyed me. It was like super insta-lovey. Essentially you have a professional hockey player who starts a relationship with the guy who makes his smoothies, who has a history degree, doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. There's like a financial, self-esteem, self-worth imbalance. Scott, who's the hockey player, is still closeted, and Kip is not. He's been out since he was young, and he's kind of had to go back in the closet to be able to be with Scott because he's a professional athlete and he's not able to be out. And it obviously causes strain and stress, and I don't know. It was 368 pages, which I did not realize going into the arc. But like, holy shit, that's so long for a smutty male romance. And also, like, I'm usually all there for the smut. The smut was like pretty repetitive. There's a lot you can do in bed, guys. And it just kind of got like formulaic. I was like, oh, they're gonna go have sex. I bet this happens. And then I bet this happens. And then those things happened. If you're looking for a great male-male romance that has hockey in it, I still recommend the Him duology, Him and Us. I prefer that one. This is not bad by any means. It's fine. It just wasn't my fave, and it felt like it really dragged on at times. Like it was a long one for a romance. And then I read One True Loves, and I did read this entirely on audiobook while I just laid here because I'm lazy shit. So Game Changer was book 10. This is book 11. This had potential. This had actual potential at the beginning of it. This is about Emma, who married Jesse, her high school sweetheart. And then the day before their 1-year anniversary, he gets on a helicopter to go and do, so I don't know what he does. He's a photographer. He was going to do something. And his helicopter crashes. He's never found. Other bodies are found, and debris is found, and sharks. So Jesse is dead. She kind of finds a way 2 years later to put the pain behind her. She ends up accepting a date from Sam, who she used to work with when they were like kids at her parents' bookstore. And her and Sam kind of fall into a very easy relationship that is, again, pretty quick. I feel like the beginning, like falling into love for each of these relationships was really rushed. But her and Sam end up falling in love. Sam's adorable and so sweet and respectful of her being a widow and not trying to replace Jesse. The problem is that a couple months before their wedding, Jesse shows up. He was not dead. He was lost at sea for years. Now Emma is faced with not knowing whether or not she should be the loyal wife who's glad that her husband has returned, or if she should be loyal to Sam, who's the love now in her life, and she's got a lot of figuring out to do. It's obviously very hard for Jesse because he's had a lot of trauma, and it's very hard for Sam because he loves Emma, and this is in no way his fault or her fault. Now she's in a situation where she needs to be sure that she really wants to be with Sam before he'll marry her. So she's kind of stuck for a while trying to figure out what she's going to do. And I can't imagine how hard that is. I'd imagine it's pretty freaking difficult. And without any spoilers, I think it's pretty obvious that she either needs to choose to be with one of these men or neither of these men, right? Like, that's what we're getting at the end of this. And at the end of the book, She makes a decision and she decides what she's going to do. And then after she makes the decision, vocalizes the decision, has a full conversation about the decision with the man she's going to leave for the other man, she still has sex with the man that she's leaving. Which at that point, with your mind made up, is just fucking cheating. It's just shitty, shitty, shitty shit. And she justifies it as being like, this is my goodbye. This is the only way that I can prove that, you know, our love was valid, but that I need to be with this other person. And this applies literally either direction in the relationship, so that's not giving away who she chooses. Bitch, what? What? No. No, that's not how you say goodbye. You know how you say goodbye? You say fucking goodbye. Our love was real. I love you. But I feel like I need to be with this person. Like, what? I was so pissed off. Like, so genuinely pissed off at the end of this. And everybody says, like, oh, you read too much into your contemporaries. It's not supposed to be that serious. This is a serious book. This is, like, heavy-ass topics. So if you're going to take heavy-ass topics and add them into a contemporary, then fucking handle them right. And I'm sorry, but it didn't. It was really, really shitty. And it really pissed me off. And I was down for the entirety of this book up until that point. And that you can sometimes love more than one person at the same time. And loving one person doesn't mean you love the other person any less, but it does mean you probably don't fuck other people. Unless that's a conversation you've already had with your partner, and they're like, yeah, go ahead. I gave it 2.5 stars, and I rated it 3 on Goodreads because I was feeling generous, because the rest of the book was fine. But that particular decision was straight up bullshit. Straight up bullshit. And I also feel like I just didn't get enough relationship building for her and Jesse. Her and Sam had a little bit more, but her and Jesse felt kind of rushed in terms of when they started dating to when they got married, and then he was just gone. And then you get a little bit more of the relationship when he comes back in like them reminiscing about their relationship. But yeah, I never really got super invested in the relationships. I got invested in the characters, but not in their relationships necessarily. It is what it is. It's done. That was my 11th read for ContemporaryAthon. I'm gonna go sit at my desk and we'll go over everything that I've read so far and all of my ratings and my stats and page count and all of that in a second. I promised to get out of bed. I did not promise to put on makeup. This is like true Julie vlogging style. I have no makeup on. In the entirety of this, I'm in my pajamas. I'm in bed. This is like, you guys got like prime Julie for this vlog. For this entire week, because that's not usually what you get in my vlogs. You guys know this. So I'm going to start off with my rundown of what I read. First up, I finished El Defo on my Nook. It was a Hoopla rental. This was a diverse read by a new-to-me author in an alternative format. It was a graphic novel about a deaf child, and it was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. Then I read Young Jane Young by Gabrielle Zevin. El Defo was by CC Bell. Then I read Young Jane Young by Gabrielle Zevin, which was orange on the cover, diverse, a 5-star prediction, a new-to-me author, and has my initials on the cover, so pretty much all the other freaking challenges. This one was a 4-star read. It was fine. It's not going to be like my favorite contemporary that I recommend to everybody. This was a Monica Lewinsky-esque kind of a story about an early 20s intern having an affair with an older married politician, and then the fallout from that, how it affects her life, how it affects the politician's wife and her mother, the girl's mother, and just kind of how that trickles down to everybody. Then I read Bind Up of Fence, which was volumes 1 through 4, and then volumes 5 and 6 of Fence, who I don't know who wrote that. I liked that. I think I gave 4 stars and 5 stars to that one. It's fine. I don't honestly know why I did 5 stars. They're probably all like solid 4 stars. Some of them are fine. They felt really quick, really rushed. I feel like I still don't have a full grasp on exactly what's going on, and I'm 6 issues in, so I feel like I should know more than I do, but it's cute. I do actually really like it. Then I read The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. 5-star read. It was very, very difficult to read, but really, really powerful, and I ended up really, really loving it. So that one was a win, and that was a dark, taboo, or spooky topic challenge. That's what that one was. Radio Silence, which was a 5-star read, new-to-me author, diverse, awesome. Maybe not quite an alternative format, but there is like podcasty kind of stuff in there, which was really cool. That was a 5-star read. I absolutely loved it. It's like Eliza and Her Monsters ×4. I feel like Eliza and Her Monsters was the first of that kind of fandom related internet personality to real life kind of stories that I had read. I didn't like Fangirl, so for me, Eliza and Her Monsters connected with me a whole lot more than Fangirl, and then Radio Silence connected with me even more than that. I feel like Eliza was the first one that I read of its kind, so I have an attachment to it, but Radio Silence was absolutely phenomenal, and I really, really loved it. It was a 5-star read. Then I read Alex Approximately, which was a 4-star read. The only one downside to this was the plot device of the people talking on the internet that don't realize that they're also people that know each other in real life. And that gross miscommunication drove me bananas, but I love Jen Bennett's writing. It's absolutely phenomenal. I love her work. I will continue to read it forever and ever and ever, and always be excited about what she's coming out with, because she's just one of my favorite contemporary authors, and I will always and forever read it. This gem of an arc, this is Dear Heartbreak. This is edited by Heather Demetrios. She also does answer one of the questions in this and write a foreword. And this is letters from teens to heartbreak about abuse and the dark side of love and unrequited love and not knowing whether or not you're worthy of love. And it's teens writing letters and YA authors answering them and giving advice on love and loving yourself and heartbreak and heartache and healing. And it was really, really cool. I think it's very important for teens to be able to have this, so I gave it 4 stars. For me personally, it wasn't beneficial. I probably would have gone 3 stars, but I understand that it's not meant for me, so that's fine. Then I read the last 2 books of the readathon, and everything up until now had been 4 or 5 stars. Book number 10, and that was Game Changer by Rachel Reed, which was an arc without a cover. I think it comes out in October. And it is a male-male romance that centers around hockey. Our main character is Kip, who works at a smoothie shop, and then Scott Hunter. Scott Hunter plays for an NHL team. He's a professional athlete. He is closeted. Kip is not. And they start a relationship, and then it becomes the pros and cons of staying in the closet versus coming out of the closet, and whether or not they can withstand that and their kind of relationship woes. And it's super insta-lovey. The sex scenes feel really formulaic, but other than that, it was good. It was just really long. It was 368 pages, which is stinking ridiculous for a contemporary romance. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which was also a 3-star read, so I ended up with some 3-star reads at the end for book number 11 for the readathon. And I just gave you my thoughts on that, so I'm really not going to get back into it again because it's going to just drive me bananas. But it was a 3-star read. It was fine except for like a couple different things. But honestly, just like why? It would have been fine if you hadn't done that. Just don't do that. Overall, ContemporaryAthon was a huge success. I had technically finished every single one of my challenges by day 1 with just Elle Defo and Young Jane Young. And then everything else was just a bonus. These were all books that had been sitting on my shelf for a really long time that I really wanted to get to. I had 2 arcs in this pile, which was really, really good. And then the rest have legitimately just been sitting on my TBR for forever. So it was really nice to finally get through some of those things. There were a couple that I didn't get to. I did not get to Anger is a Gift by Mark Oshiro, which I still want to read. I just can't right now. I felt like a little bit too heart tender after some of the other books that I read. And then I could just tell it's meaty. Like it's so long and the text is so crammed in there and the font is so small. There was no way it was a readathon book for me. I will get to it at some point, but there was no way it was happening just yet. And I did not get to Letters to the Lost, which I still definitely want to get to, but I have a full TBR for October and it's not going to happen in October for like any of the books that were just mentioned. So at some point I will get to those, but I don't know when. I'm going to go take it easy and work on my book and do other stuff for the rest of ContemporaryAthon day 7. It is 3 o'clock. I know I'm ending this super early. I'm going to have it go up later tonight, but at 11 books, I'm worn out. I'm done. I'm fully done. I need to clean my room. I need to grab a shower. I need to just do laundry. There's just stuff that needs to get done that I don't need to vlog about. It's not going to be pertinent to ContemporaryAthon. Just know that I will still be here reading, working on my book, and doing everything that you've seen me do this week. Thank you so much to everybody who participated. It has been so successful. I'm so happy by the growth. I know that it's going to continue to grow for next year. We do have our dates already for next year, so it will be February 11th to the 17th will be ContemporaryAthon round 4. I hope you guys will plan to join us. We will have challenges going up later, closer to the date, because we do change them up a little bit each round. So February 11th to the 17th, be sure to join us. Thank you so much for joining this round. Let me know how you did overall down below in a comment. Thank you for watching this. If you liked it, give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.